Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Hope all is well. Today's video, I want to talk about what we learn in the daily parsha, a message that even though it was said 3,500 years ago, it's equally as relevant today. And this is when after Hashem sent Moshe to redeem the Jewish people from Egypt. At first, when he asked Pharaoh to let my people go, as they say, Pharaoh made the work much harder at first. He made the Jews work much harder to the point where, rather than giving them the materials to build, he said they have to find their own materials to build, and they still have the same quota, meaning their work was increased tremendously. So what happens? Then Moshe says to Hashem, why did you do this to Hashem? Why did you send me here to cause these people to suffer even more? You told me you're going to redeem them. What does Hashem say to Moshe? Something extremely powerful that we can apply to our everyday life. The verse goes like this: Vayomer Elokim el Moshe ani Havaya. Which in this simple, so to speak, as it would seem, simple verse is an incredibly profound concept that is a principle of Judaism. The name Elokim, Hashem says, Vayomer Elokim, which is one of Hashem's names, ani Havaya. I am God, like the other name. So Elokim corresponds to Hashem as he's enclosed in nature. Hashem as he conceals himself in nature. That's the name Elokim. Hashem as he creates the world. Ani Havaya. Havaya is Hashem's name. The Yud K Vav K. We pronounce it Havaya is like the way we say it when we don't want to pronounce it the proper way. Because, we're not allowed to say Hashem's name. That we're not allowed to utter that name. And so he says Havaya. Ani Havaya. Hashem saying me. As I enclothe myself in nature, I am Hashem. Hashem, the name Havaya is the name of Hashem that corresponds to Hashem as he completely transcends nature in his beyond infinite state. So how do we, this is a beautiful verse, but how do we apply this to our everyday life? That every situation we find ourselves in, no matter how difficult it may seem, no matter how complicated it may seem, and no matter how counterintuitive it may seem to Hashem's plan, at the end of the day, it's Hashem running the show. Even these seemingly challenges and difficulties, it's the same Hashem who's behind them all. And when we tap into that, when we make ourselves aware of that, not just aware, but we make ourselves live that reality, that it's Hashem himself involved in nature. Every situation that we find ourselves in is Hashem's presenting it to us. Then we're able to transcend nature. And we see the godly spark that's within nature. And we're able to power through any difficulty that arises against us. And that's why Hashem said that to Moshe. And it's a lesson for us, especially, even more so now than ever. Because as you know, the Torah isn't just a storybook. It's a lesson. It's a blueprint for life. How to bring God into the world. It's a guideline that Hashem gives us of how to connect to Him in this physical world. Not to leave the physical, but rather to connect to God through the physical and bring the physical into the spiritual. Why did Hashem say this to Moses specifically now? Because Hashem told Moshe, go, you're going to redeem the Jewish people. And the first time he tries, Pharaoh actually makes the work harder. So at first, it seemed like it was counterproductive that he tried to save the Jewish people. It seemed to Moshe that he made things worse for the Jewish people. Hashem says, no, everything is working out as planned. I am Hashem. I am the one who's creating all these difficulties, and I'm only doing it to set the stage for the redemption. So we have to be mindful of this, because what happens after, of course, Hashem through Moshe redeemed the Jewish people. And Moshe did succeed in his mission because he gave himself over to Hashem. Why was Moshe such a good shepherd? Why was he such a good leader? He's called Moshe is the prophet of prophets, because he was completely given over to Hashem. He didn't have an ego. He loved Hashem with all of his being, to the point where he was able to receive prophecy while he was awake. The only prophet that was able to receive prophecy while he was fully awake, and he didn't have to go into a different state of consciousness and have a vision. He was so refined, Moshe, that he was able to receive prophecy even while he was awake, because even Moshe, as he's awake in his body, he's completely spiritual. So that's our message in life. We have to see Hashem in the situation. And whatever situation we may find ourselves in, we're living in these days where things aren't always so simple. And we're still waiting for Moshiach may come today. So for us to set the stage for that, we have to recognize that the nature itself is Hashem revealing himself through it. That Havaya is Elokim. And that's our message today. Thank you. May Hashem bless you.